All right, well, thank you all for coming. This is a wonderful showing. We're very excited to get to the substance here, which is Ian and your questions and your insights that we can take back to Washington, to the national platform that PPI has. Very quickly, just about this E3 initiative. It started just in the last few months. The premise that we're operating from is that the business community often has just as many insights and just as much creativity for the policy generation and brainstorming and promotion process as think tanks or academics. And it's not just self-interested or tax credits that you're lobbying for, it's that the business community likes to be involved in figuring out the best policy frameworks, especially on the clean economy future and on this nexus between energy, environment, and economy, which is what E3 stands for. We want to work with, and that was part of my experience having run for office on a statewide level, and in the last few months we brought in partners from DHL to SRA to Lockheed Martin and TEPCO and a bunch of others, and so we have just gotten started. We have 3 working groups on efficiency, national security, and energy security, and Pentagon contracting and infrastructure, and we are charting and have groups of partners working as we speak on white papers and public events that will come out soon on efficiency in the commercial building sector, national security, and amping up the Pentagon's efforts more, and a lot of work we've already done on infrastructure and high-speed rail, for instance. But these are just our deliverables after a few months, and we are very eager to work with you all and to hear from you all. I've already gotten 6 really good ideas this morning on stuff that I think that we can do, and it's just a question of bandwidth and support. So we're eager to hear from you. So let me get to Ian. This is a very personal privilege for me because Ian and I first met in 1996 when he hired me to be his campaign manager on his campaign for Congress in the 10th Congressional District. So we worked together then, and he made a more than creditable showing. Unfortunately, it was somewhere around the silver medal, but we had a wonderful time getting to know each other. He distinguished himself as a truly leading light among Massachusetts public servants, and I've watched and been a mentee of his, I guess, as he's gone through a really impressive career. He had a chapter in his career in Washington where he was vice president before the congressional run of Conservation International and single-handedly protected thousands of acres of rainforest. Then he went on to a senior director post at the National Security Council where he was in charge of environmental affairs. Really remarkable nexus between security and environmental issues. And then he really felt the call to come back home and make a difference in Massachusetts. And he has been doing that in spades. And it's been really remarkable to watch the leadership enabled by Governor Patrick here and a really progressive, together, concerted strategy for taking the national lead on the environment-economy nexus. Beginning with creating a secretariat that actually links formally energy and the environment, which is a fairly rare and very imaginative step that in backwaters such as the Commonwealth of Virginia we can only sort of watch with envy because it's the big structural things that really do start to lead the path. So the accomplishments, I think, are too many to list. They begin with a package of incredible 6 bills that I think a couple of years, 3 years ago, they were passed, which did formally push the state on the linkage between energy and the environment and the economy. They promoted clean energy, they cut energy costs, curbed greenhouse gases. Ian will talk in more detail, I think, about some of these programs. There are really just too many to list. The efficiency programs have put $125 million now a year into efficiency and actually have demonstrable results in contrast to a lot of the rhetoric you see in other states or the federal government. You see actual results here, 8% reductions in 10 years. Last year, RGGI, of course, the Lead by Example program for state agencies, which is tremendous, and they're showing results. And through it all, the final point I just want to say about Ian is he shows the importance of having somebody who understands politics and diplomacy and constructing partnerships among the various stakeholders at the government-business nexus. And it sounds terrific on paper to have that kind of person. It's different when you actually watch it, and it's very different when you see the absence of that in a lot of other states in the federal government that are not showing actual gains and not passing legislation, and a lot of good ideas are dying on the vine, so you have sort of before you somebody who is in an executive capacity actually getting things done at this Nexus. And it's been a great, you know, at the baby step stage many, many years ago, it was very exciting to be involved with you. And it's really great now to be able to showcase some of the work that you all are doing for maybe, you know, national products. So I introduce Ian Holtz. Thank you.